Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be a reading for the Scorpio solar eclipse that will be happening on the 25th, just a couple days from now. And we're just going to see what's going on for you with this eclipse season. Again, I feel like this energy, as I've said to everyone else, is pretty much going to last until like April at least. It seems like the energy from this eclipse is reaching out a long time, and the next set of eclipses will be in April. We do have another eclipse, of course, in November, but, again, I read intuitively, and intuitively, I feel like this eclipse energy for pretty much everyone has been going out until like April of next year. So you start off here with the Three of Cups. I'm using the Pixel Tarot, by the way, if you're wondering what deck this is. It's like a newer deck. Pretty cool. Actually, I love it. But anyway, you have the Three of Cups. Three Cups, of course, is an energy of celebration. You actually have a really good reading here. I mean, you have the Empress, Lovers, Nine of Pentacles, like some really good things. Nine of Cups as well. So some really good things to look forward to. What I would say is that your crossing energy is also the Three of Pentacles. So to have the Three of Cups and then the Three of Pentacles, it's kind of like saying, that is conflicting energy because both cards represent needing to work together with other people. And again, having the Three of Pentacles could say that you're not working together with other people, even though you have the Three of Cups, right? So, I would say don't be afraid, to ask for help in any area of your life if you need help, especially with the Three of Pentacles kind of crossing you. What I will say is that in a traditional Celtic cross, the crossing energy doesn't have to be what hurts you. The crossing energy can be what is helping you as well. So, I definitely feel teamwork makes the dream work. I've been saying this all year. And, I think we're entering into this time of co-creation. So I've been encouraging people to co-create just in general. And I always say, like, if you don't want to work with other people, creating something, putting something out into the world, creating a YouTube video, doing something that's inside of you, that is a form of co-creation because then you're kind of putting something out that other people can benefit from. So even if you're like a total hermit and you don't want to work with other people, that is definitely something that you can do to kind of put things out there. I do think, in the area of your thoughts, you have the Five of Cups. I do feel like you've been disappointed a lot recently, maybe over the last year. For some of you, this definitely could be love. You even have on the bottom of the deck, you have the Two of Cups, which is interesting. And underneath that, you have the Three of Wands as well. It's kind of like, I don't usually read like that. I really normally don't care what's on the bottom of the deck, but it's kind of jumping out at me that some of you are like longing, hoping to find something very fulfilling. And again, people always ask me, like, why don't you read the bottom of the deck? I'm like, well, usually, the way I read it usually plays out in the reading. We can see it here as well. Going from the Five of Cups, Lovers, to the Nine of Cups, it's like you're looking or longing or hoping for fulfillment. And again, this does not have to be love, Libra. This could just be you hoping for fulfillment in some area of your life. Maybe you're hoping to be financially fulfilled or otherwise, which, again, look at this outcome. Are you kidding? And the Empress? Are you kidding me? Definitely good stuff coming in for you. Total fulfillment here, Libra. But you have to turn around. Like, literally, look, if he turned around, look what he would see. This right here. It like, literally... Again, it cracks me up when it plays out in the cards. So I feel like you need to turn your frown upside down here, Libra, and realize that there's a lot of fulfillment opening up to you. And again, we're going to clarify through this and see how you can get more of this fulfillment. Wouldn't be a Libra reading without the Queen of Pentacles literally as your foundation. I don't know, you've been getting this card with me for like 3 years, like every single reading that I do. So, that cracks me up, number one. Number two, I feel there is that you have the resources necessary to kind of be very successful. I always say that she's very focused on the pentacle. She is never focused on the rabbit that is on the card. So for a lot of you, I feel that, there's a lot of success that could be coming in for you, but it has to do with like your focus and what you focus on. You do have the Five of Pentacles here in the area of your future feelings. That's like the one bugaboo in this reading, right? That's like the one thing that is kind of saying, like, what's going on here, right? So we're going to have to definitely look into that. But again, I would focus on resourcefulness. The Queen of Pentacles, maybe she doesn't have the money that she needs to do something, but maybe she has a talent, gift, skill, or ability that she can trade for money, or that she can trade for things that she needs, or whatever. So, I would be thinking like that. You have the Six of Swords in the energy of your past. This is like what you are moving past. So I do feel like you are moving past difficulties, challenges, moving towards calmer shores. So there are definitely a lot of improvements coming in for you, Libra. I feel like there's a lot of success coming in for you here as well. And this is the energy that you're moving past. Six of Swords, like a rite of passage. So it can represent going through something challenging to kind of like get to the other side. And that's what I feel like could be going on here. Next, you have the Lovers. The Lovers, love, could be love. This is coming up in the area of the near future. And I definitely feel there is love here. You have the Empress, says you're very attractive at this time. So if you're looking for love, put yourself out there. But, I really feel this could be like a choice that you are trying to make. I'm not exactly sure. Well, I mean, I feel like the choice is simple, to be fulfilled or not. Plain and simple. I mean, if we go like this is a lack of fulfillment. Going like this is choosing to be fulfilled. So, I kind of feel like fulfillment is a choice that you need to make, but I don't know why it's showing up like this, if I'm being honest with you, Libra, so we're gonna have to dig into that. But your next card is the Nine of Cups. This is coming up over the next few months. You have the Nine of Cups, so feeling fulfilled, feeling like you have everything you need, feeling like you can get the things you need, can make wishes, and your wishes will be fulfilled, all that other good stuff. So I feel there is a lot of fulfillment and happiness coming in for you. He is also an energy of like needing to bathe in an energy, as I always say with the Nine of Cups. We have to kind of like soak up the energy of fulfillment, with him. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Empress. So definitely a lot of abundance and success coming in through your closest relationships. Maybe with that Five of Pentacles as well, I would avoid unlucky people, right? If there are people who cause problems, who are very unlucky, who cause issues in your life, you might want to avoid those people in your life because they could bring in more bad luck. They could bring in more, bad things into your life. And so I would be careful of like who you're spending time with and the people that you surround yourself with that Five of Pentacles. Just definitely a feeling I get. She's very abundant, and she creates abundance. So she would avoid people who have, she doesn't avoid people who have a lack of abundance. But she definitely avoids people who create a lack of abundance, right? Next, in the area of your future feelings, again, strange because the reading is so good. You have the Five of Pentacles here. Like I said, we're going to clarify this in a minute. Five of Pentacles can represent feeling left out in the cold, kind of like intuitively. I'm wondering if things are going really well, but maybe you're just feeling a little bit lonely. Maybe you're feeling like you want to spend time with people in your life. Maybe you are kind of, wanting to visit people. I have like UAE popping into my head as well, isn't that? I think that's Dubai, right? United Arab Emirates. I don't know. That's popping into my head. Emirates, something like that. There you go, Libra. Something, that was random. That could be like a global thing that is happening, just so you know. I don't know. I don't like when things like that pop into my head. Something weird is popping into my head there. But there you go. But with the Five of Pentacles, I kind of feel like, it's like there's two people left out in the cold. I'm wondering if you're attracting a person who also feels left out in the cold. Again, we're going to dig deep into this in just a minute. So I'm going to move on to your outcome, which is beautiful. Nine of Pentacles. Again, some people read her as being single. I always say that she's independent. Doesn't necessarily mean she's single. She could be. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel like you could be in the Nine of Pentacles energy, but she could choose to be in a relationship. Really, the true meaning is that she has Three Pentacles here, Six over here. She gives Three Pentacles to any situation that enters into her life, but she always keeps Six for herself. She is always making sure that she isn't like over giving because she doesn't want to be in the Five of Pentacles, right? She wants to make sure that she's giving an equal give and take. So, I feel that for a lot of you, that could be happening here. Kind of like equal give and take or something like that here, Libra. But let's see. I'm up. Let's turn that off, right, Libra? Sorry, Libra. Sometimes I forget to, I've been up for hours, but I don't even know why I have that thing set because I don't need an alarm, right? With the Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles, you have this isolation card. So again, I feel this is saying that if you want time to, if you want to spend time with people in your life, that you should. I don't think you should be isolating yourself. I feel it's going to make you feel like the Five of Pentacles. Of course, there are moments where we have to, spend time on our own. Or, of course, there are moments where, maybe we need to kind of recharge our batteries alone and things like that. So, of course, do those things. But, I feel this is saying that you don't have to be isolated. There are people who can help you. There are good people in the world. Now, with the Five of Cups, you have this ostentation card. Kind of weird that this card has been coming up here. Like, it's been coming up for a couple of signs. And I'm wondering, like, if we could be dealing with a little bit of a show-off energy. or something like that, or maybe people are showing off or something like that in our lives. I don't know. It's popping into my head. So I would be careful of anyone who's like a show off, who is, maybe this past person that you're worried about, or it doesn't even have to be a past person. It could be anything. But I would be careful of that like overly showy energy as far as people are concerned. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have this influence card. Yeah, I would be very careful of things that are influencing you. It's kind of weird. I was getting a message the other day, just like while I was doing the collective, about kind of like, I don't want to say like propaganda, but I said it in somebody's reading. I don't remember who, but I was basically saying that I think we need to be super careful of like the news right now and all that other stuff. I'm not telling anyone what to believe or what not to believe, but, I just feel that if we look at the astrology, there's just like a lot of things that I feel, could be causing negative influence in our life, or could be causing things to, be or seem a little bit more negative than they actually are, right? So I would be careful of that, for sure, with this energy. And I would also be careful, like, it's like there's sometimes where, even in my own life, where it's like I see negative news or whatever, and I feel like it kind of influences my income, right? Because it's like I allow it to distract me. I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles, this is saying, don't get distracted. With the lovers, you have this birth card. If you're not trying to get pregnant, I would be careful. I mean, a very fertile time. I've been saying this all year because, I think this year is a very fertile year. Let's put it that way. But I also feel this could be the birth of a new path. Obviously, you have that lovers. I don't even think that lovers has to be love for you, of course. I think that it could just be a new journey that you're going on, something that leads to a lot of fulfillment. I've been getting a lot of this energy of like people growing gardens in their life. Nine of Pentacles. She's literally standing in a garden. And it's a garden that required a lot of work, by the way, because she has grapes behind her. Grapes in the tarot represent something that requires a lot of work to grow, not just like a simple little garden, right? So I feel if you're like growing new projects, growing new businesses, I keep encouraging people to treat it like a garden. Do the things that most people don't do, right? Go the extra mile. And I feel you'll be extremely, extremely successful, especially for those of you that have jobs or careers or businesses that require attention, like social media. You have the Empress here. So, I would be going the extra mile. With the Nine of Cups, you have this egotism card. I'm telling you, I feel like you were dealing with a person who had a big ego, who needed a lot of attention. It's kind of funny. I feel like this person was kind of like a energy vampire in certain ways. That's not really what this means, but intuitively, I feel you could have been dealing with a person like this in the past. So I would be careful of that with this energy. Can we just clarify that real quick? You have the status card. Again, I feel like you're gaining status. I would be careful of like someone's trying to come back from the past, trying to mess things up for you. It's like you're gaining status, and I feel like you were maybe dealing with a person who was obsessed with status in the past, and I would just be careful of that. I also am getting something about, and I'm getting a lot. I'm tapping into you today, Libra, apparently, but I'm getting a lot for you. I feel like for some of you, it's like you're on the right path, and I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, I Love You, Man. I think it's I Love You, Man, where it's like, the main character, he starts becoming very successful in real estate, and like one of these, like a jerky character in the show, like wants to team up with him. I get like that's popping into my head here, which is weird. I haven't seen that movie in forever, but it's like, you could be finding success, and there could be people who are trying to latch on to your success, right? Or like trying to team up with you. And I feel, and again, this reading is saying teamwork makes a dream work. So I'm not saying don't work on a team, but what I am saying is make sure that if you are teaming up with a person, they can pull their weight, or that it's actually worth it, or that they can do their work. And again, the funny thing that's popping into my head is I feel like like immediately whether or not a person is right to team up with or not. So trust that immediate gut instinct, right? And I would also say don't like rush in to doing something like that. There's great fortunes coming in for you. Look at this. With the Empress, you have the fortune card. Are you kidding me? Like I said, definitely a ton of abundance coming in for you at this time. Part of me wonders if you're just only focusing on your own personal abundance. And I'm not referring to just money. I think that you're focusing on all forms of abundance, really trying to become a very abundant person. And I really feel the universe wants us to focus on that for everyone. I think the universe wants people to be extremely abundant at this time so that more people can be abundant, so that we can create a more abundant world, plain and simple. I always preach this stuff because, I don't know, I see too many people preaching the opposite, which is like, people shouldn't be successful. People shouldn't be rich. It's like, no, I think everybody can be rich and abundant and successful and have the things that they want. It's like, why wouldn't you want to live in a world like that? I don't know. It never made sense to me, Libra. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the inspiration card here. So, you could be inspiring other people, but here's the thing that I'm getting here. This is Mercury and Pisces, this card, and what's popping into my head is that I feel like there are things that exist that need to come down to earth. All you air signs keep getting these messages of like the Seven of Cups, for example. Seven of Cups is Seven of Cups to me is like Neptune and Pisces right now. I don't want to confuse you throwing out all these placements, but what I would say is I think the energy right now is like, we have these dreams, these big dreams. We can see it up here, like in the sky, but we need to bring it down to earth. We need to stop living in the fantasy. And maybe that's what's going on here. It's not a bad thing. We have to have the fantasy first. That's how we create things. We have to imagine it first, and then we can create it, right? But I think the trick with Neptune and Pisces is that you actually have to take the first step. You actually have to say, okay, I need to make this real. Whatever your fantasy, whatever your dream life is, right? And you just have to be brave enough to take the first step to make it happen. And you will be very successful of doing it. I feel like you need to not be afraid of showing off here. It's kind of like I'm getting opposites here as well, Libra, where with the ostentation card and also the ego card, it's like maybe you're worried or maybe you have some limiting beliefs that if you're successful, that you're taking something from someone else or whatever, which is not at all what is going on here. So, I feel like maybe working on some of those limiting beliefs would be a good idea. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have this endurance card. A lot of people get in this because, here's the thing. It's like, truly, I think if you've made it this far in life, to, especially after the past few years that we had, if you're here, then you're meant to make it. Plain and simple, as far as I'm concerned. So, I think pretty much everyone that's here on Earth right now has passed through the portal. Right? I don't think it's actually a portal, but, something happened, and, that's all I can really say. But what I will say is I feel if you're here, you're here, and, you're meant for success. I feel like you need to realize that. I feel like you're meant to realize that you can stick it through things, that you can be successful. It's like everyone here right now, I think, is like a hero. Everyone that's been on Earth, basically. I wanted to clarify that. You have the Secrets card. I encourage, this reminds me of Ten of Pentacles energy. There's like a little known meaning of the Ten of Pentacles, which is hidden or secret information. It can kind of say that there's information available to you from an unlikely source. And without knowing your situation, I can't tell you, what that unlikely source is, other than it could be like, like it can represent information coming from like a child or from a person that you think is dumb. It can represent information coming from something that is unrelated as well. Like if you're trying to build a business, for example, I always use this example that, maybe you're watching a movie, maybe it doesn't really have to do with your business, but maybe the movie gives you an idea. It's kind of like connecting two dots. And that's how I think of the Ten of Pentacles. We can be going throughout our day, and we might like see a magazine or something like that on the store shelf that has like an answer for us. So, I think if with the Ten of Pentacles, I realize this isn't the Ten of Pentacles, but that's what's popping into my head here. And what I would say is I think if we're open and receptive to kind of paying attention for something, then we'll see it. So that's why I'm telling you this. Be open and receptive to answers and if you look at something like a magazine, or maybe there's a pamphlet on the floor somewhere you go, or, you never know where these signs can come from. I feel like if you just say, you know what, universe, I'm open to the signs, that's all you need to do. Then you're going to see the thing that you need to see. And that's kind of like popping into my head here. Really good reading here, Libra. A lot of good stuff coming in for you. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.